Good morning, church. Just wanted to share a short devotional with you this morning. I'd really like to read from Deuteronomy chapter 30. And it says this, it says, "Now what I am commanding you today is not too difficult for you or beyond your reach. It is not up in heaven so that you have to ask, who will ascend into heaven and get it and proclaim it to us so that we may obey. Nor is it beyond the sea so that you have to ask, who will cross the sea and get it and proclaim it to us so that we may obey it. No, the word is very near you. It is in your mouth. It is in your heart so that you may obey it. See, I set before you today life and prosperity, death and destruction. I command you today to love the Lord your God, to walk in obedience to him, to keep his commands, decrees and laws, and then you will live and increase. And the Lord your God will bless you in the land you are entering to possess." And then in verse 19 it says this day I call the heavens and the earth as witnesses against you, that I've set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life, that you and your children may live, that you may love the Lord your God, listen to his voice and hold fast to him. For the Lord is your life, and he will give you many years in the land that he swore to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I really love those words because it's pretty simple. It's not hard to understand what it is that was being spoken to God's people back in those days in Deuteronomy. And I just want to encourage us today, we have a choice to make. Now, I have been spending a bit of time with one of our children who has recently made not such great choices. And so we've been talking about choices. Every single time we come to a crossroads, we can choose a bad choice or a good choice. And that got me thinking a lot about my own life as well, and my own feelings actually, because sometimes my feelings dictate how the rest of my day is going to go. And I've had that quite a bit, and I know a lot of us have been struggling with the fact that things are stripped away from us. Our friendship groups, our support network isn't there anymore. And it's just, sometimes you get up in the day and you just feel like, oh, have I got to do another day of this? And I think at that point, God is saying to us, what are you going to choose? What are you going to choose? Are you going to choose life? Are you going to choose to thank God for everything that you've been given? Somebody said to me once, the most positive thing they ever did in their lives was every time they got up in the morning, they spoke out 5 things that they were grateful for. And they did this for 30, 40 days. And incredibly, after getting into the habit of every day saying 5 things that you are thankful for, they actually became a much more positive person, somebody who can actually see goodness in other people as well as within themselves. And it just flipped their world upside down. And what I love about these words is we get to choose. We get to choose. And it's a choice that every day we can choose life and prosperity, or we can choose death and curses. It's important that we understand that actually our words and our attitudes kind of predict how that day is going to go. So this morning, just after hearing those words, I want to ask the question of you. I want to ask the question of me. What are we choosing today? Are we choosing life? Because you know what? When we choose life, we also give life to those around us. Life flows out of us. Goodness, positivity, joy flows out of us to other people. And my goodness, do we need that in these days? If God's people haven't got that love, that joy, that peace flowing out of them, who will have in these difficult times? And I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying that we're going to get it right. But I'm saying that every morning we have a choice. We choose love, we choose life, we choose goodness. And so that's a challenge to me. It's a challenge to all of us, I believe. And so let's just make that choice today. Choose life.